Keep government close to the people. That's been the Republican North Star for decades, right? The smaller the circle, the better the control. Washington shouldn't boss around Austin. Austin shouldn't boss around Amarillo. And your city shouldn't boss you around at all. Sounds great, right? Clean, simple, conservative gospel. Except it turns out the gospel gets rewritten somewhere on I-35 between Dallas and Austin the instant that Austin doesn't like what your town decides. Because every time a Texas city tries to actually govern itself, whether it's zoning rules, cannabis decriminalization, or setting labor standards, the Republican-run legislature sprints in, cape flapping to override the locals. Let's look at the record. Dallas passes a water break ordinance to keep workers alive in 110-degree heat. Austin swoops in and says, nope, can't have that. San Marcos votes to decriminalize low-level cannabis because maybe the police have better things to do than to bust stoners. Austin vetoes it from afar. Cities try to set their own zoning rules to deal with housing shortages. Austin overrides. So when Republicans brag about local control, what they really mean is local control as long as it lines up with the party line. Otherwise, your community is just a branch office of the state capitol. So much for local control. Apparently, it stops at the Capitol steps and only counts when your city votes the way that the Capitol crowd does. You can run your city until Austin decides you can't. And then suddenly, the guys preaching small government turn into helicopter parents of Texas politics, hovering over every town council like they're about to touch the stove. Boom, your community gets preempted, like a video game glitch where the boss resets your progress every time you try something creative. Here's the truth bomb. If you really actually believe in freedom, if you really believe in liberty, you've got to let communities run their own experiments. Maybe you don't like what Denton votes for, or Houston experiments with, or San Antonio tries, but tough. That's the price of self-government. Liberty means you let people try things their own way. That's how innovation works. That's how democracy works. The alternative is what we've got now. Austin micromanaging 30 million Texans from one marble building the same way Washington tries to micromanage 50 states. Spoiler, it doesn't work either way. When Austin decides it always knows best, it's no different from Washington deciding it always knows best. Top-down control is top-down control, whether the zip code is 78701 or 20500. So here are the questions you should be asking yourself. Do you want your town governed by your neighbors who live there, or by politicians who barely know where your town is on a map? Do you want your town's future decided by your neighbors, or by lobbyists whispering into the ears at the Capitol? Because that's what state preemption really means. It's not about principles, it's about control. And I promise you, the lobbyists camped out in Austin know exactly where your town is, and they'll be more than happy to run it for you. Keep government close to the people doesn't mean close enough for lobbyists to whisper in a legislator's ear, and it shouldn't stop at the Capitol steps. If Republicans really believed their own slogan, they'd stop micromanaging your town and maybe, just maybe, trust Texans to govern themselves. Because if you can't trust your own city to make decisions, then what the hell are we even voting for? So here's my question. Where do you draw the line? Should Austin get to veto your community's choices, or should local voters actually be trusted with their own freedom? Drop your take in the comments, and let's see who really trusts Texans with their own freedom, because this debate is a lot bigger than just one ordinance.